Between the immense Gangetic plains of India and the windswept Tibetan plateau, Nepal rises like a living monument to nature's grandeur. Here, in a country no wider than 200 kilometers at its broadest, the land vaults from near sea level to the highest point on Earth in a breathtaking display of vertical diversity. Nepal is a land sculpted by tectonic forces and time, its surface a living tapestry of three distinct ecological worlds, each shaped by altitude, climate, and the relentless march of the seasons. From the steamy, emerald jungles of the Terai in the south to the icy, wind-lashed summits of the Himalayas in the north, Nepal's terrain is a study in contrasts, each region a world unto itself, yet all bound together in a delicate ecological balance. Within these compact borders, a journey of mere hours can transport one from the lush, subtropical lowlands to the stark, frozen silence of the world's highest mountains, a transition as dramatic as any on Earth. This extraordinary topography gives rise to a mosaic of habitats, grasslands, riverine forests, dense woodlands, and alpine meadows, each supporting a unique web of life, finely tuned to the rhythms of its environment. Our journey begins in the Terai, a vibrant belt of subtropical plains stretching along Nepal's southern border. Here, the land is a patchwork of dense forests, sprawling grasslands, and meandering rivers, all nourished by the monsoon rains. In these lowlands, towering sal trees form cathedral-like forests, their roots anchored in rich, alluvial soil. Vast stands of elephant grass sway in the humid breeze, while tranquil rivers carve through the landscape, creating wetlands that pulse with life. The Terai is a realm of giants. Here, the Asian elephant treads ancient paths through the jungle, and the one-horned Indian rhinoceros grazes in the tall grass. Gharials and mugger crocodiles patrol the rivers, while swamp deer and wild boar forage in the wetlands. Moving northward, the land surges upward into the Pahad, the middle hills. This is a region of dramatic elevation where the plains give way to steep, forested slopes and deep river valleys. The Pahad is a landscape of contrasts, terraced fields carved into hillsides, dense temperate forests cloaked in mist, and hidden ravines where elusive predators, leopards and clouded leopards, move silently through the shadows. Beyond the hills, the land ascends into the high Himalayas, a world of rock, ice, and perpetual snow. Here, the mountains rise in sheer, forbidding walls, their summits lost in the clouds. This is an environment of extremes where temperatures plunge far below freezing and the air is thin and sharp. Only the hardiest forms of life can endure these conditions. Above 4,000 meters, life persists against the odds. Tiny, alpine flowers bloom in sheltered crevices, while blue sheep and Himalayan tar traverse the precipitous slopes, their bodies adapted to the thin air and biting cold. This is the domain of the snow leopard, the elusive ghost of the mountains. Perfectly camouflaged, it moves with silent grace across the rocky outcrops, a master of survival in this stark, unforgiving world. Each of these three regions, the Terai, the Pahad, and the Himalayas, forms a distinct ecological kingdom, governed by its own climate, vegetation and wildlife communities. Yet these worlds are not isolated. Rivers born in the high Himalayas flow down through the hills and into the plains, carrying life-giving water and nutrients. Migratory birds traverse all three zones, linking them in a web of seasonal movement. The boundaries between these realms are porous, allowing species to move, adapt, and interact. This interconnectedness is the foundation of Nepal's ecological resilience. Within these worlds, apex predators reign supreme. The Bengal tiger stalks the grasslands, while the snow leopard rules the high cliffs. Each is a symbol of the wild power and mystery that define Nepal's natural heritage. Alongside them, a host of remarkable creatures have evolved ingenious adaptations, camouflage, specialized diets, and seasonal migrations to survive in these ever-changing landscapes. but this is also a land of constant challenge. Monsoon rains, landslides, and harsh winters test the limits of survival, while the impacts of a changing climate add new pressures to these ancient systems. Yet through it all, Nepal's wild kingdom endures, a living testament to the resilience, adaptability, and beauty of nature at its most raw and spectacular. The Terai Arc landscape, stretching across the southern edge of Nepal, is a realm of astonishing biological richness and complexity. This vast mosaic of grasslands, riverine forests, and dense sal woodlands forms a living corridor that connects the foothills of the Himalayas to the fertile plains below. Here, tropical warmth and the relentless rhythm of the monsoon create an environment where life flourishes with overwhelming intensity. The forest breathes with the pulse of the seasons, lush and vibrant during the rains, dappled with sunlight and shadow as the clouds part. The air is thick with the symphony of the jungle, the haunting calls of distant hornbills, the ceaseless hum of insects, and the subtle tremor of the earth as giants move through the undergrowth. Every layer of this ecosystem teems with life, from the forest floor to the highest canopy. Within these protected sanctuaries, such as Chitwan and Bardia National Parks, some of Asia's most iconic megafauna reign. These are the jungle's true giants, creatures whose presence shapes the very landscape they inhabit. The Indian rhinoceros, a living relic from a prehistoric age, is a solitary grazer whose massive bulk can reach up to 2,500 kilograms. Its thick, folded skin, reminiscent of plated armor, protects it from thorns and predators alike. As it moves, the rhino forges trails through the tall grass, creating corridors that benefit countless smaller species. Its wallowing behavior sculpts watering holes, vital for amphibians and birds during the dry season. In the slow-moving rivers and marshy wetlands, the mugger crocodile reigns supreme. These ancient reptiles, capable of growing up to 4.5 meters, are masters of stealth and patience. Their powerful jaws, with a bite force of 3,700 psi, can crush bone and shell alike. As apex aquatic predators, they regulate fish populations and maintain the delicate balance of the wetland ecosystem. With only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, mugger crocodiles lie in wait, motionless for hours. Their patience is legendary, striking with explosive speed when prey approaches. This ambush strategy is a marvel of evolutionary adaptation, allowing them to thrive in both rivers and seasonal pools. Remarkably, these crocodiles have been observed using tools, balancing sticks on their heads to lure in birds searching for nesting material. This rare display of intelligence highlights the complex behaviors that have allowed them to persist for millions of years. The rivers and wetlands are bustling with life. Schools of fish dart among submerged roots, amphibians chorus at dusk, and wading birds stalk the shallows. Here, tigers sometimes compete with crocodiles for territory along the riverbanks, each predator playing a vital role in maintaining the ecosystem's health and diversity. Not all of the Terai's inhabitants are giants. The critically endangered Indian pangolin, a solitary and elusive creature, emerges only under the cover of darkness. With its keen sense of smell, it locates ant and termite nests, using powerful claws to break into insect colonies and a long, sticky tongue to feed. The pangolin's body is sheathed in overlapping keratin scales, forming a nearly impenetrable armor. When threatened, it curls into a tight ball, rendering itself almost invulnerable to most predators. Tragically, these very scales have made it the target of relentless poaching, making the pangolin one of the world's most trafficked mammals. In the cooler, high-altitude forests bordering the Terai, the red panda makes its home. This arboreal mammal, with its russet fur and bushy ringed tail, is a master climber. Feeding primarily on bamboo, it also supplements its diet with fruits, acorns, and insects, playing a subtle but important role in seed dispersal and forest regeneration. The Asian elephant, the largest land animal in Asia, is a keystone species of the Terai. Living in matriarchal herds, these intelligent and social animals traverse vast distances in search of food and water, often crossing international borders. Their migrations are essential for maintaining genetic diversity and connecting fragmented habitats. Elephants are the architects of the rainforest. Their movements create clearings that allow sunlight to reach the forest floor, encouraging the growth of new plants. As they feed, they disperse seeds over great distances, shaping the composition and structure of the forest for generations to come. The immense size and intricate social bonds of these herds make them a commanding presence in the terai. Their survival is deeply intertwined with the health of the forests they help to shape. Where elephants roam, the ecosystem thrives, each giant a living testament to the wild heart of Nepal's jungle kingdom. In the heart of Nepal's terai, where the grass grows taller than a man and the forests pulse with the calls of unseen birds, a singular presence dominates the landscape: the Bengal tiger, the undisputed striped ruler of the lowlands. The Nepalese Bengal tiger is a creature of extraordinary strength and elegance, its robust frame and rippling muscles perfectly adapted to the challenges of its wild domain. Larger than its Indian relatives, it is a living testament to the power of evolution, shaped by the demands of dense forests and open grasslands. An adult male can reach an imposing 3 meters from nose to tail and tip the scales at over 250 kilograms. Every movement radiates latent power, from the flex of its shoulders to the deliberate sweep of its tail. Its coat, a vibrant tapestry of orange and black, is more than a mark of beauty. Each tiger's stripes are as unique as a fingerprint, providing flawless camouflage amid the shifting shadows of the forest and the golden sway of elephant grass. This natural artistry allows the tiger to vanish in plain sight, a master of stealth in its domain. The tiger's world is vast and solitary. It patrols a territory that can stretch over 200 square kilometers, marking its boundaries with scent and claw, a silent warning to rivals. Each step is measured, each movement purposeful, as it glides through its realm with the confidence of a monarch. The Bengal tiger is a consummate ambush predator. It relies on patience, silence, and the element of surprise, using every feature of its environment to close the distance between itself and its prey. Its senses are finely tuned, ears swiveling to catch the faintest rustle, eyes adapted to the dim light of dawn and dusk. The tiger's diet is as varied as the terai itself, but it favors the abundant chital deer and wild boar. These prey animals are ever alert, their lives shaped by the constant threat of the tiger's silent approach. The balance between predator and prey is a delicate dance, played out in the shifting light of the forest. With infinite patience, the tiger inches forward, every muscle coiled for action. When the moment is right, it explodes from cover in a blur of orange and black, launching a devastating attack that can end in seconds. In these critical moments, the tiger reveals its astonishing athleticism, capable of sprinting at 60 kilometers per hour and leaping up to 9 meters in a single bound. Yet even with such prowess, success is never guaranteed. The life of a top predator is a relentless struggle. Only 1 in 10 hunts ends in a meal, forcing the tiger to traverse immense distances across rivers, through tangled undergrowth, and over sun-baked clearings in search of sustenance. Solitude defines the tiger's existence. It spends most of its life alone, emerging from the shadows only to mate, or, in the case of females, to nurture the next generation. For a tigress, motherhood is a period of fierce devotion. She raises her cubs in hidden dens, teaching them the art of stalking, the patience of waiting, and the courage to face the unknown. Over 2 years, she imparts the skills they will need to survive before they set out to claim territories of their own. The tiger's interactions with other large animals are marked by caution and respect. While it rarely challenges a healthy adult rhinoceros or elephant, encounters at waterholes or over a fresh kill can lead to tense standoffs, each animal acutely aware of the other's strength. The mere presence of the tiger sends ripples through the ecosystem, Deer freeze, monkeys sound alarms, and the forest holds its breath. As an apex predator, the tiger maintains the balance of life, ensuring that no single species dominates and that the web of the Terai remains intact. Yet the tiger's reign is under threat. Over the past century, its territory has been reduced to a fraction of its former range, hemmed in by expanding farmland and human settlements. The once continuous forests are now fragmented, isolating populations and straining the delicate threads of survival. Fragmentation of habitat not only limits the tiger's ability to find prey and mates, but also increases the risk of conflict with humans. Corridors that once allowed free movement are now choked by roads and fields, forcing tigers into ever smaller, more vulnerable pockets of wilderness. Despite these challenges, Nepal stands as a beacon of hope for the Bengal tiger. Through dedicated anti-poaching efforts, the creation of protected corridors, and the commitment of local communities, the tiger population has begun to recover. In these wild lowlands, the striped ruler endures, a symbol of resilience and a living link to the untamed heart of Nepal. As we rise from the sun-baked Terai, the land unfurls into the Pahad, the middle hills of Nepal, where the terrain becomes a tapestry of undulating slopes, deep river gorges, and ancient forests. Here the air is tinged with the scent of moss and wildflowers, and the landscape is sculpted by centuries of wind and water. Towering oaks and vibrant rhododendrons cloak the hillsides, while icy streams carve their way through the valleys, creating a mosaic of habitats. This rugged transitional zone is a realm of survival, where only the most adaptable thrive. Among the shadows and stone, the Himalayan wolf reigns as a master of this challenging environment. The Himalayan wolf, a distinct and ancient lineage, is perfectly suited to this landscape. Its slender frame and long limbs allow it to move with agility across steep, rocky slopes, while its thick, woolly coat, ranging from pale grey to earthy brown, renders it nearly invisible against the stones and scrub. In winter, when the Pahad is gripped by biting cold and snow, the wolf's dense fur provides vital insulation. Temperatures can plunge below -20 degrees Celsius, yet the wolf endures, its body built for extremes. Genetically adapted to the thin air of high altitudes, it boasts an enlarged chest and powerful lungs, enabling relentless pursuit of prey where oxygen is scarce. Social by nature, Himalayan wolves form tight-knit packs, each member playing a crucial role in the survival of the group. Their cooperative hunting strategies are a marvel of coordination and communication, allowing them to bring down prey much larger than themselves, sometimes even challenging the formidable wild boar or agile barking deer. Opportunistic and resourceful, these wolves have a varied diet. They hunt small mammals and birds, but will not hesitate to target livestock grazing on remote pastures, sometimes leading to conflict with local herders. Yet, their primary wild prey remains the native ungulates, barking deer and wild boar, whose populations they help regulate, maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Communication is the lifeblood of the pack. Through a symphony of howls, yips, and subtle body language, wolves coordinate their movements, reinforce social bonds, and stake their claim on the land. The haunting echo of their howls rolling through the misty valleys is both a warning and a celebration, a testament to their enduring presence. The Pahad is not the wolf's domain alone. Sharing these forests is the elusive leopard, a master of stealth and adaptation. While tigers rule the lowlands, the leopard thrives in the hills, its dappled coat blending seamlessly with the sun-speckled undergrowth. Though competitors wolves and leopards often cross paths, each carving out a niche in this complex web of life. To safeguard its kills from opportunistic wolves, the leopard will often drag its prey high into the branches of a tree, out of reach of the pack below. The coexistence of these apex predators is a sign of ecological vitality. The Himalayan wolf, in particular, plays a vital role as both hunter and scavenger, shaping prey populations and influencing the structure of the entire ecosystem. Its presence is a living indicator of the health and resilience of Nepal's mid-altitude wilderness, a wild kingdom where every life is interwoven, and the elusive wolf remains both guardian and symbol of the untamed hills. Leaving the lush, rolling hills of the Pahad behind, our journey ascends into the most formidable realm of all, the high Himalayas. Here, the world transforms into a kingdom of ice and stone, where the air thins and the silence is broken only by the wind's mournful howl. This is a world above the clouds, a vast expanse of rock, snow, and ice that stretches towards the heavens. The landscape is both breathtaking and unforgiving, sculpted by ancient glaciers and relentless storms. At altitudes exceeding 4,000 meters, life is pushed to its absolute limits. The air is thin, each breath a struggle, and the land is a patchwork of bare rock, scree, and snowfields. Oxygen is scarce, the sun's radiation is fierce, and temperatures can plunge to below -40 degrees Celsius. Only the most resilient forms of life can endure such extremes. It is a landscape of stark, silent beauty, where the only movement is the shifting of snow and the distant call of a vulture. The animals that call this place home are true masters of adaptation, each one a marvel of evolutionary engineering. But among them, one creature reigns supreme, the elusive snow leopard, the true ghost of the mountains. With a coat dappled in smoky grey and black rosettes, the snow leopard is perfectly camouflaged against the jagged cliffs and snowy slopes. Its thick fur insulates against the biting cold, while a long bushy tail provides both warmth and balance on treacherous terrain. Their wide, fur-lined paws act like natural snowshoes, distributing weight and allowing them to move silently across powdery drifts. With powerful limbs, they can leap up to 15 meters in a single bound, an essential skill for ambushing prey on steep, broken ground. The snow leopard's world is one of vertical extremes. It hunts in silence, stalking blue sheep and Himalayan tar across dizzying cliffs, relying on stealth and patience honed by generations of survival in this harsh domain. Living at altitudes between 3,000 and 5,000 meters, snow leopards are solitary and secretive, rarely seen by human eyes. Their territories span vast distances, marked by scent and the silent passage of padded feet. The blue sheep, or purl, are their primary prey. These agile herbivores graze on sparse vegetation, ever watchful for the silent predator that haunts the heights. The purl's slate-grey coat provides dynamic camouflage, blending seamlessly with the rocks. But even this remarkable adaptation is sometimes no match for the snow leopard's cunning and agility. When the purl freeze in place, they become nearly invisible, but the snow leopard's patience and keen senses often tip the balance in this ancient contest of survival. Every movement is calculated, every step a test of endurance and skill. In this world, predator and prey are locked in a delicate balance, each shaping the other's destiny. Blue sheep are incredibly agile, capable of leaping between ledges with astonishing confidence. But the snow leopard's pursuit is relentless, a testament to the raw power and grace required to survive here. The snow leopard's success is vital to the health of this ecosystem. As the apex predator, it maintains the balance between herbivores and the fragile vegetation that clings to life in the thin mountain soil. When a hunt is over, the remains of the snow leopard's meal sustain a host of other creatures, from scavenging foxes to the soaring Himalayan vulture, nature's indispensable cleanup crew. With wingspans reaching nearly 3 meters, these magnificent birds ride the thermal updrafts to altitudes of over 5,000 meters, ever watchful for the chance to scavenge. By swiftly consuming the remains of animals that have succumbed to the elements or predators, They prevent the spread of disease and return vital nutrients to the land. Even in this harsh world, flashes of color and life persist. Nepal's national bird, the Himalayan monal, brings iridescent brilliance to the monochrome landscape, while the snow leopard's silent passage leaves only fleeting traces in the snow. In this world of ice and ghosts, the snow leopard is both a symbol of wildness and a guardian of balance, a living phantom, perfectly attuned to the most extreme environment on Earth. In the silent frozen world of the high Himalayas, where the wind howls and temperatures plummet far below freezing, a creature moves with spectral grace, so elusive and so perfectly attuned to its realm that it is known as the ghost of the mountain. This is the snow leopard, a solitary apex predator whose very existence is a testament to the power of adaptation and resilience. Navigating the impossibly rugged terrain, the snow leopard moves with a fluidity that belies the harshness of its environment. Each step is calculated, each movement silent, as it traverses sheer cliffs and jagged ridgelines where few animals dare to tread. Its thick, smoky grey fur, adorned with dark rosettes and spots, is more than beautiful. It is a masterwork of camouflage, allowing the cat to vanish into the snow-dusted rocks and shadowy cliffs, evading both prey and potential threats. The snow leopard's dense, multi-layered coat, combined with a woolly underfur, insulates it from the relentless cold. Its broad, fur-covered paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing its weight and allowing it to move effortlessly across deep drifts without breaking through the surface. Survival at these altitudes demands more than warmth. The snow leopard is equipped with a suite of extraordinary adaptations, each honed by millennia of evolution, to meet the challenges of this extreme environment. Its enlarged nasal cavity warms and humidifies the frigid, dry air before it reaches the lungs, protecting delicate tissues from the biting cold and conserving precious body heat. Deep within its chest, powerful lungs and a robust heart work tirelessly to extract every molecule of oxygen from the thin, rarefied air, fueling the cat's strength and endurance in a world where every breath is hard-won. Perhaps its most iconic feature is its long, thick tail, sometimes nearly as long as its body. This remarkable appendage is a lifeline in the mountains, providing balance on precarious ledges, warmth when wrapped around the body, and a vital store of fat for lean times. When the wind howls and the snow falls thick, the snow leopard curls into a tight ball, its tail cocooning its face and paws, conserving heat and energy through the long, bitter nights. Life here is a constant battle against the elements. The snow leopard's survival depends on its ability to remain unseen, to conserve energy, and to exploit every advantage its body provides. As an ambush predator, the snow leopard relies on patience and precision. It stalks its quarry for hours, sometimes days, using every rock and shadow for cover, before launching a lightning-fast attack. Its primary prey, the agile blue sheep and Himalayan tahr, are themselves masters of the mountains. The snow leopard's success depends on its ability to outwit and outmaneuver these sure-footed herbivores across treacherous slopes. The hunt is a test of endurance and skill. The snow leopard's patience is legendary, and its ability to remain motionless for hours is key to its ambush strategy. When the moment comes, its powerful hind legs propel it in leaps of up to 15 meters, an astonishing feat that allows it to close the gap to its prey or escape danger in a heartbeat. After a successful hunt, the snow leopard often drags its kill to a secluded spot, sometimes up near vertical slopes, to feed in safety. An essential strategy in a landscape where food is scarce and competition fierce. Yet, despite its mastery of this frozen kingdom, the snow leopard's existence is increasingly precarious. Recent studies indicate a population decline of over 20% in the last 2 decades, with only around 300 individuals estimated to remain in Nepal. The threats are many: loss of prey due to overgrazing, retaliatory killings following livestock predation, and relentless poaching for their exquisite pelts and bones, all compounding the challenges of survival in an already unforgiving world. Climate change is an insidious new adversary, driving the tree line ever higher and shrinking the snow leopard's alpine domain, fragmenting the habitat that has shaped its destiny. To protect the snow leopard is to safeguard the entire fragile ecosystem of the high Himalayas, a realm of extremes where only the most extraordinary can endure. The future of this master of the frozen peaks depends on our ability to preserve the wild, untamed heart of these mountains, ensuring that the ghost of the mountain continues to haunt the heights for generations to come. In the heart of Nepal, life unfolds within a tapestry of ecosystems, each a living network of relationships, dependencies, and subtle exchanges. Here, survival is not a solitary endeavor, but a collective dance where the fate of one species is intimately woven into the existence of countless others. The Terai grasslands, stretching along the southern border, are a vivid example of this interdependence. These fertile plains are shaped by the seasonal pulse of monsoon rains and the meandering rivers that nourish them, creating a haven for a remarkable diversity of life. Herds of chital or spotted deer graze alongside sambar and wild boar, their numbers supporting the formidable Bengal tiger. The tiger's presence in turn regulates these herbivore populations, preventing overbrowsing and maintaining the delicate balance of the grassland. Yet the deer are not alone in their vigilance. They have forged a remarkable alliance with the monkeys, rhesus macaques and grey langurs, who occupy the forest canopy above. From their lofty vantage points, the monkeys act as sentinels, their sharp eyes scanning for the slightest sign of danger. When a predator approaches, be it tiger or leopard, the monkeys unleash piercing alarm calls. Instantly, the deer below freeze or flee, their survival hinging on this interspecies communication. Such alliances are not born of friendship, but of necessity, honed by generations of shared peril. The web of life extends downward to the very plants that form the foundation of these habitats. Roots intertwine, fungi and bacteria break down organic matter, and nutrients cycle through the soil, supporting the towering trees and the undergrowth that shelters countless creatures. The Indian rhinoceros and Asian elephant are more than mere inhabitants, they are ecosystem engineers. Their immense size and appetite shape the landscape, opening up dense thickets, dispersing seeds, and creating clearings that allow sunlight to reach the forest floor. As they trample and browse, these giants carve pathways through the wilderness, enabling new growth and providing access for smaller animals. Their actions set in motion a cascade of ecological benefits, from increased plant diversity to improved habitat for birds and insects. Their dung, rich with undigested seeds, becomes a cradle for new life. Many plant species rely on these animals for dispersal, their seeds deposited far from the parent plant, complete with a nourishing patch of fertilizer. Even the elusive red panda, as it forages for bamboo, berries, and tender shoots, plays a vital role. By spreading seeds and pruning vegetation, it helps maintain the health and regeneration of the temperate forests it calls home. The relationships among predators are equally nuanced. In the Terai, the territories of tigers and leopards often overlap, their coexistence governed by a complex interplay of competition and avoidance. The tiger, as the dominant predator, commands respect. The smaller, more agile leopard survives by hunting different prey and steering clear of direct conflict, its adaptability a testament to evolutionary ingenuity. Leopards excel at stealth, often targeting smaller animals and using the cover of darkness or dense foliage to their advantage. Their remarkable climbing ability allows them to cache kills high in the trees, safe from scavengers and even the mighty tiger below. In the rugged Pahad hills, Himalayan wolves and leopards vie for similar prey. Their coexistence is a delicate balance, shaped by competition, territorial boundaries, and the ever-present need to avoid direct confrontation. This dynamic equilibrium among predators and prey ensures that no single species dominates, preserving the rich biodiversity that defines Nepal's wild places. At the apex, tigers and snow leopards exert a powerful influence, their presence rippling through the food web and shaping the very structure of the ecosystem. In the high Himalayas, the elusive snow leopard shadows herds of blue sheep, forcing them to graze in the most inaccessible terrain. This constant pressure shapes the distribution of both prey and vegetation, influencing the entire alpine landscape. Where blue sheep graze, the composition of plant communities shifts, affecting soil stability and the availability of resources for other species. By keeping herbivore populations in check, apex predators prevent overgrazing, safeguarding the resilience and productivity of these fragile environments. Yet this intricate balance faces mounting challenges. Habitat fragmentation, climate change, and human encroachment threaten to unravel the threads that hold these systems together. The loss of even a single species, predator or prey, can set off a cascade of unintended consequences, destabilizing the entire ecosystem. Environmental pressures from invasive species to altered water flows further complicate the picture, testing the resilience of Nepal's wild kingdom. Protecting this intricate web requires not only safeguarding its most iconic inhabitants, but also nurturing the countless, often unseen, connections that sustain life. In Nepal, the future of the wild depends on our ability to understand, respect, and preserve the delicate balance that has evolved over millennia. Nepal's wild kingdom, a breathtaking mosaic of soaring peaks, lush forests, and winding rivers, is a sanctuary for some of the world's most elusive and endangered creatures. Yet beneath this natural splendor, a silent crisis is unfolding, one that threatens to unravel the very fabric of these ecosystems. The relentless expansion of human settlements, agriculture, and infrastructure is steadily eroding Nepal's wilderness. As forests are cleared for farmland and roads, the once continuous habitats are fragmented into isolated pockets, severing the lifelines that connect animal populations. Habitat loss and fragmentation are among the most severe threats. When forests are broken apart, animals are forced into smaller, disconnected territories, making it harder for them to find food, mates, and safe passage. In just 2 decades, Nepal has lost an estimated 24,500 hectares of forest. This rapid deforestation not only destroys animal homes but also destabilizes the land, leading to increased erosion and landslides that further degrade habitats. The conversion of diverse forests into monoculture plantations and croplands strips away the complex layers of life, leaving behind barren landscapes that can no longer support the intricate web of species that once thrived there. For wide-ranging species like elephants and tigers, these changes are catastrophic. Ancient migration corridors used for generations are now blocked by fences, roads, and settlements, trapping animals in shrinking islands of habitat and increasing the risk of inbreeding and local extinction. Climate change compounds these threats, introducing new and unpredictable challenges. The Himalayas are warming at a rate faster than the global average, altering weather patterns and intensifying storms, droughts, and wildfires. Over the past 30 years, Nepal's average temperature has risen by 0.6 degrees Celsius. Glaciers, the lifeblood of the region, are retreating at unprecedented rates, threatening the water supply for millions and transforming high-altitude habitats. As glaciers vanish, rivers dwindle and dry up, leaving behind cracked riverbeds and parched landscapes. Aquatic species lose their habitats and terrestrial animals must travel farther for water, increasing their vulnerability to predators and human conflict. The advancing tree line is encroaching on the alpine tundra, the last refuge of the snow leopard. As their habitat shrinks, these elusive cats are forced into ever smaller territories, heightening competition and stress. With fewer places to roam, snow leopards are increasingly pushed toward the edges of human settlements, where the risk of conflict with livestock and retaliatory killings rises sharply. Nepal's rivers and wetlands, vital arteries for both wildlife and people, are under siege from pollution. Toxic runoff from factories, farms and urban areas seeps into waterways, poisoning aquatic life and degrading entire ecosystems. Today, nearly 70% of Nepal's surface water sources are contaminated by industrial waste, pesticides and untreated sewage. These pollutants accumulate in the food chain, weakening animals and reducing reproductive success. Aquatic species such as the mugger crocodile and the critically endangered gharial are especially vulnerable. Polluted waters disrupt their breeding grounds and food sources, while larger animals like rhinos and elephants ingest toxins as they drink. The decline in water quality triggers a cascade of ecological consequences. Fish populations plummet, starving birds and mammals that depend on them, and weakening the entire food web from the bottom up. These mounting pressures have led to a dramatic decline in wildlife numbers. Once teeming forests now echo with silence as species vanish from areas they once dominated. Nepal's wild elephant population has dwindled to just 200 individuals, while the red panda, a symbol of the eastern forests, clings to survival with only 500 remaining. The Indian pangolin, relentlessly hunted for its scales and meat, teeters on the brink of extinction. Fewer than 1,000 remain, their numbers decimated by illegal trade and habitat loss. Even the tiger, Nepal's most iconic predator, is now confined to a fraction of its former range. Fenced reserves and shrinking forests limit their movements, making them more vulnerable to disease and genetic isolation. These sobering numbers are not just statistics, they are a stark warning of what stands to be lost. Each species pushed to the edge is a thread pulled from the tapestry of Nepal's wild heritage. Without immediate science-driven action to restore habitats, curb pollution, and address the root causes of climate change and poaching, the future of Nepal's extraordinary wildlife will remain perilously uncertain, its fate hanging in the balance as the wild kingdom faces its greatest test yet. High above the world, where clouds drift across jagged Himalayan peaks and ancient forests cloak the valleys below, Nepal's conservation efforts unfold in a realm few ever witness firsthand. Here the air is thin, the terrain unforgiving, and yet life persists in remarkable forms, each species a testament to nature's resilience and the power of dedicated protection. Nepal has set aside nearly a quarter of its land as protected habitat, creating a vast network of sanctuaries that stretch from subtropical jungles to alpine meadows. These reserves are not just lines on a map, they are living laboratories where the future of endangered species is being rewritten. Within these boundaries, 12 national parks and 6 conservation areas serve as strongholds for some of the world's rarest and most elusive animals. These protected zones are meticulously managed to maintain the delicate balance of their ecosystems, ensuring that apex predators, prey, and the forests themselves can flourish. In the lowland terai, herds of spotted deer and wild boar graze under the watchful eyes of Bengal tigers, while in the highlands, blue sheep and Himalayan tahr navigate precipitous slopes, ever alert for the silent approach of the snow leopard. Camera traps and remote monitoring have revolutionized the study of these secretive creatures, capturing rare glimpses of clouded leopards slinking through the shadows and red pandas foraging in the mist-laden forests. Anti-poaching patrols, equipped with advanced tracking technology, follow the faintest traces, paw prints in the mud, tufts of fur snagged on branches, working tirelessly to intercept threats before they reach their targets. In the waterways, conservationists monitor gharials and otters, whose presence signals the health of entire river systems. Their survival is a direct result of habitat restoration and strict protection from illegal fishing and sand mining. High above, vulture restaurants, safe feeding sites, have been established to support populations of critically endangered scavengers, reversing catastrophic declines caused by toxic veterinary drugs. Carefully maintained wildlife corridors allow elephants, leopards, and other wide-ranging species to move safely between fragmented habitats, reducing the risk of inbreeding and ensuring genetic diversity. The shy pangolin, once heavily targeted by poachers, now benefits from round-the-clock surveillance and rapid response teams, leading to a measurable increase in sightings and successful rescues. Arboreal species like the golden longur and the elusive musk deer thrive in undisturbed canopies and thickets, their populations stabilizing as forest cover expands and hunting pressure diminishes. Reforestation projects have transformed barren hillsides into lush habitats, providing new homes for countless species and enabling the release of rehabilitated animals back into the wild. The Bengal tiger, once on the brink, now stalks the grasslands in growing numbers, a triumph of relentless anti-poaching patrols and habitat management. Cubs play in the safety of protected reserves, their future brighter thanks to the vigilance of those who guard their domain. The Indian rhinoceros, once reduced to a handful of survivors, now flourishes in the floodplains, with calves wading beside their mothers and adults grazing undisturbed in tall grass. Black bears and Himalayan serows, rarely seen by human eyes, reclaim their ancestral ranges as poaching declines and food sources rebound. In the highest reaches, the snow leopard, ghost of the mountains, moves with renewed confidence, its prey base recovering, and its territory expanding as threats recede. Bird life, too, has rebounded. The Himalayan monal, Nepal's national bird, dazzles with its iridescent plumage, while rare cranes return to breed in pristine alpine wetlands. Wild yaks and red foxes traverse snowy plateaus and meadows, their presence a sign of healthy, functioning ecosystems at the roof of the world. Every cloud that drifts across these ridges, every track left in the snow, is a reminder of the interconnectedness of life and the profound impact of science-driven conservation. Technology and fieldwork combine to provide real-time data, guiding adaptive management and ensuring that every intervention is grounded in evidence and ecological need. Remote waterholes and night vision cameras reveal the secret lives of animals, informing strategies that minimize disturbance and maximize survival. From the eagle soaring above the canopy to the wolf pack threading through the snow, every species benefits from the intricate web of protections now in place. The results are visible in the vitality of animal populations, the return of vanished species, and the resilience of habitats once thought lost. In these cloud-wreathed kingdoms, predators and prey coexist in a delicate dance, their fates intertwined and their futures bound to the continued success of conservation in the clouds. As the sun rises over Nepal's wild heart, it illuminates a landscape transformed, not just by nature, but by the unwavering commitment to protect it, for the animals who call it home and for the generations yet to come. As dusk settles over Nepal's wild landscapes, the forests and grasslands undergo a subtle transformation. The golden light fades and a quieter world awakens, one where shadows stretch long and the air is filled with the anticipation of night. Here, beneath the cover of darkness, Nepal's nocturnal predators emerge, their senses finely tuned for the challenges of the hours ahead. In the dense sal forests of the Terai, the Indian leopard becomes a phantom, moving with liquid grace between trees. Its spotted coat blends seamlessly with moon-dappled foliage, rendering it nearly invisible to both prey and rival. Silent and patient, it perches on low branches, scanning the forest floor for the slightest movement, a rustle in the undergrowth, the flicker of a deer's tail. With a sudden burst of speed, it descends, relying on stealth and raw power to secure its meal, before vanishing once more into the night. Higher in the foothills, the Asiatic jungle cat prowls the grassy margins, its eyes glowing green in the beam of an infrared camera. Master of the twilight, it hunts rodents, birds, and insects, playing a crucial role in controlling small animal populations. Its keen hearing detects the faintest squeak or flutter, and its lithe body slips through thickets where larger predators cannot follow. In the alpine forests, the mast face of the Himalayan palm civet appears, moving swiftly along branches in search of ripe fruits, eggs, and insects. These elusive climbers are vital seed dispersers, their nightly foraging shaping the very composition of the forests. Elsewhere in the canopy, the small-toothed ferret badger snuffles through leaf litter, its diet of beetles and earthworms helping to aerate and enrich the soil. On the riverbanks, the fishing cat stalks the shallows under the cover of darkness. Its partially webbed paws allow it to navigate muddy banks and snatch fish from beneath the surface, a rare adaptation among felines. The presence of this secretive hunter signals a healthy wetland ecosystem, where amphibians, crustaceans, and aquatic birds also thrive. The night air vibrates with the calls of owls, Himalayan wood owls and brown fish owls, whose silent flight and razor-sharp talons make them the undisputed rulers of the nocturnal sky. From their high perches, they scan for scurrying rodents and unsuspecting reptiles, maintaining a delicate balance among prey species. Even the snow leopard, king of the high mountains, is most active under cover of night. With its ghostly pale coat and wide padded feet, it moves silently across snowfields and rocky slopes, stalking blue sheep that graze by moonlight. Its solitary hunts are a testament to patience and precision, each step calculated to conserve energy in a world where every meal is hard-won. These nocturnal predators, though rarely seen, are the architects of Nepal's ecosystems after dark. Their behaviors, stealthy hunts, careful foraging, and silent flights, shape the rhythms of life for countless other species. By controlling populations of prey and pests, dispersing seeds and recycling nutrients, they maintain the health and diversity of the landscapes they inhabit. As dawn approaches and the first light touches the peaks, these shadowy hunters retreat to their dens and hollows, leaving behind a world subtly altered by their passage. In the mystery of night, the balance of the wild endures, guided by the unseen work of Nepal's nocturnal guardians. As the night deepens and the forests hush, another world stirs to life along Nepal's winding rivers and lakes. Here, the surface of the water shimmers beneath a silver moon, masking a hidden drama where survival hinges on stealth, speed, and adaptation. Beneath the slow-moving currents of the Narayani and Koshi rivers, the gharial, Nepal's iconic fish-eating crocodilian, glides with prehistoric grace. Its elongated snout, lined with razor-sharp teeth, slices through the water in pursuit of slippery prey. Juvenile gharials, vulnerable to predation from raptors and otters, hug the shallows, their movements a delicate dance of caution and hunger. Adult males, distinguished by their bulbous snout tips, patrol deeper channels, staking territorial claims with gentle head slaps that ripple across the moonlit surface. Sharing these waters, the powerful mugger crocodile employs a different strategy. Broad-snouted and muscular, it lurks motionless at the water's edge, blending seamlessly with mud and reeds. Patient and opportunistic, the mugger waits for deer, monkeys, or even wild boar to approach for a drink, then strikes with explosive force, dragging its quarry beneath the surface in a swirl of bubbles and silt. Among the reeds and submerged roots, the smooth-coated otter forms tight-knit family groups. Agile and social, these riverine hunters communicate with chirps and whistles as they corral shoals of fish into shallow pools. Working together, they outmaneuver both prey and rivals, their streamlined bodies darting through aquatic vegetation with effortless precision. After a successful hunt, otters groom and rest on sandbanks, ever alert for signs of danger from above or below. In the deeper pools, the golden mahseer, one of the world's largest freshwater fish, navigates the swift currents. Adults, armored in burnished scales, migrate upstream against the force of the river, evading crocodiles and fishing cats that wait in ambush. Their journey is fraught with peril, but essential for spawning the next generation in gravelly riverbeds. Above the water, the Indian pond heron and black-crowned night heron stalk the banks with measured patience, Their keen eyes and dagger-like bills strike at unsuspecting frogs, crustaceans, and fish. Occasionally a fishing cat wades silently through the reeds, its acute hearing detecting even the faintest ripple, a reminder that in the river kingdom, predator and prey are locked in a perpetual game of hide-and-seek. Every night these riverine predators and their prey shape the aquatic ecosystem, weaving a complex web of interactions that sustains life far beyond the water's edge. Each adaptation, whether armored skin, collective hunting, or migratory endurance, tells a story of survival in a realm where the flow of water governs all. As dawn breaks and mist rises from the river, the night's hunters fade into shadow, leaving behind a landscape sculpted by tooth, claw, and fin, a testament to the enduring wildness of Nepal's river kingdoms. High above the tangled forests and rushing rivers, the world transforms once more. Here, in the thin, frigid air of Nepal's Himalayas, survival demands resilience and resourcefulness. Amid snow-dusted cliffs and wind-scoured plateaus, a different kind of predator reigns, not with tooth and claw, but with patience and precision. These are the high-altitude scavengers, the Himalayan griffon vulture, the bearded vulture, and the sleek, yellow-billed chauf. With wingspans stretching nearly 3 meters, Himalayan griffon vultures soar effortlessly on thermal updrafts, their keen eyesight scanning the slopes for the faintest sign of a carcass. When a yak succumbs to the harsh elements or a bharul falls prey to a snow leopard, these vultures descend in a silent spiral, their presence signaling nature's essential recycling service. Their powerful, featherless heads and necks are perfectly adapted for delving deep into remains, ensuring that every trace of flesh is consumed. Sharing this aerial domain, the bearded vulture, also called the lammergeier, brings a unique twist to the art of scavenging. Unlike its relatives, the lammergeier feeds primarily on bone. With talon-grip strength, it lifts heavy bones high into the air, then drops them onto rocks below, shattering them to access the nutrient-rich marrow within. This extraordinary adaptation allows the bearded vulture to thrive where others cannot, transforming even the most unyielding scraps into sustenance. The yellow-billed chauf, though smaller and more agile, plays its own vital role. In flocks, these clever birds scavenge scraps left behind by larger raptors, picking clean what remains. Their ability to exploit even the smallest morsel helps prevent disease and ensures that nothing is wasted in this unforgiving realm. Together, these scavengers maintain the delicate balance of the high-altitude ecosystem. By swiftly removing carcasses, they limit the spread of pathogens and return vital nutrients to the rocky soil, supporting the fragile alpine flora. Their presence is a testament to nature's ingenuity, a reminder that in Nepal's highest reaches, survival is not only about the hunt, but about the relentless recycling of life itself. As the sun sets behind jagged peaks, these sky cleaners ride the mountain winds, their silhouettes a silent promise that life, even in death, continues to nourish the land. Beneath the towering sal trees and dense underbrush of Nepal's forests, a different kind of drama unfolds, one that plays out beyond the reach of the human eye. Here, in the dim light under moss-laden logs and leaf litter, the world is ruled by micro-predators, small, often invisible hunters whose influence rivals that of the largest carnivores. At the heart of this miniature battleground are predatory beetles, their armored bodies glinting as they patrol the detritus. With powerful mandibles, ground beetles seize unsuspecting larvae, slugs, and even other insects, keeping populations in delicate check. Meanwhile, wolf spiders, masters of stealth, prowl silently across the soil, relying on acute vibrations to ambush ants and springtails. Their speed and precision are unmatched, and their impact, though subtle, is profound. Among the intricate root networks, centipedes coil and uncoil with predatory intent. Armed with venomous fangs, these agile arthropods paralyze tiny prey, from earthworms to soft-bodied insects, shaping the very composition of invertebrate communities. Even tinier, the predatory mites, nearly invisible to the naked eye, wage a relentless campaign against nematodes and other soil dwellers, maintaining the health of the forest floor. In the moist shadows, assassin bugs stalk with needle-like mouthparts, injecting enzymes that liquefy the insides of their victims, transforming them into a nutrient-rich meal. Close by, antlion larvae lay hidden in their sand traps, waiting for the careless footfall of an ant to trigger a swift fatal response. Though small in stature, these micro-predators are essential architects of the ecosystem. By controlling herbivore populations, they prevent outbreaks that could devastate young saplings and undergrowth. Their hunting, in turn, aids decomposition as they break down organic matter, enriching the soil and supporting the vast web of plant and animal life above. In this shadowy underworld, every movement, every hunt, and every meal is a critical link in the chain of survival. The micro-predators of Nepal's forests remind us that the most powerful forces often go unseen, yet their silent work sustains the health and diversity of these ancient woodlands, ensuring the forest's giants can continue to rise toward the Himalayan sky. As the seasons turn across Nepal's dramatic landscapes, a silent signal ripples through wild domains. For the nation's apex predators, survival is not only a matter of strength and stealth, but of movement, timed, strategic, and often perilous. In the subtropical lowlands, the Bengal tiger senses the first hints of the dry season. As waterholes shrink and prey disperses, these striped rulers embark on nocturnal treks across vast territories, following the scent trails of spotted deer and wild boar. Each journey is fraught with risk, rival tigers patrol overlapping borders, and every step through tall elephant grass brings the possibility of confrontation or starvation. Farther north, the Himalayan grey wolf and elusive snow leopard face a different challenge. With winter's approach, the high-altitude meadows transform into a stark, frozen expanse. Blue sheep and Himalayan tahr descend to lower elevations in search of forage, and the predators must shadow them, navigating treacherous cliffs and deepening snow. The snow leopard's solitary trek can span dozens of kilometers in a single night, its thick tail wrapped close for warmth as it crosses wind-lashed ridges. For the wolf, teamwork is essential. Packs move with precision, coordinating chases across icy scree and hidden valleys. In the jungles of the Terai, sloth bears and leopards adjust their routines to the shifting seasons. Monsoon rains flood the forest, driving insects and small mammals to higher ground. Leopards, agile and opportunistic, climb to the canopy or move closer to human settlements at the forest edge. Sloth bears, meanwhile, range widely to exploit fruiting trees and termite mounds newly exposed by the rains. High above, in the alpine pastures, the bearded vulture and Himalayan griffon vulture soar on thermals, traversing borders invisible to all but themselves. Their migrations are dictated by the availability of carrion, their keen eyesight scanning snowfields for the remains of winter's casualties. For every predator, the rhythm of migration is a test of endurance, adaptability, and acute environmental awareness. Dwindling resources, shifting prey patterns, and unpredictable weather push each hunter to its limits. Yet these journeys are not aimless wanderings. They are ancient instinctive responses to Nepal's ever-changing wilds, ensuring that even as the environment transforms, the balance of predator and prey endures. Through riverine jungles, alpine scree, and windswept plateaus, Nepal's elite predators travel pathways shaped by millennia. Their seasonal migrations are silent epics, stories written in paw prints, claw marks, and the indelible memory of the land itself.